The WNBA season is coming to an end, and as a stand-in commissioner for the WNBA and just a nice guy in general, I am going to give them a few different ways that they can make their sport more profitable, or at least give them the chance, because nothing is really a guarantee in the end. First things first, and they do sort of do this, but I'm going to take it to the fullest extent. Their season, the WNBA season, is going to start the day the NBA ends, so mid-June, and is going to run from mid-June to the first week of September. Look, in the United States, their market, where all the TV deals are going to come from, all the tickets are going to come from, the NFL gets the first, they get from September to January, and the WNBA gets from January to June. Now, I know the NBA is playing before that, but everybody watches the NFL, and then everybody watches the NBA, and there's a 2-month dead zone. I don't care about MLB. Get that out of there. MLB's irrelevant. UFC has a couple events. Cool. The WNBA can own the summer. Season starts as soon as the NBA ends. Their championship is the first weekend of September. I think that's a perfect model. You get all the hungry sport fans, and they're just like, what am I going to watch? Look, you can either be best or you can be the only. And the WNBA is unfortunately never going to be the best product on TV. They're not going to beat out the NBA. They're not going to beat out men's college basketball. They're not going to they're not going to be the best. But if you're the only place to eat in town, nobody's got an option, and people want to watch sports. So I think they should play during that time period, and I think they should shorten the season. They should have higher intensity. Now, the season isn't that long to begin with, so this isn't shaving a ton of games off, but shorten the season so that the games are very meaningful games. I would see if you could add some more teams, get it close to the NBA, maybe if we get to 20, 22, 24. That would dilute the talent to some point, but I think adding more teams does make some sense. So, first thing, the season is going to be a little bit condensed. There's going to be less games, and we're going to be playing just in the dead zone when the two major sports are not being played. Now, this is where it gets into a little bit of a complex area because this is kind of hard to breed, especially in a women's sport, but we need more intensity. We need more intensity. That's just the reality. I don't know how you do that. I don't know what you tell them, but we need more intensity. When Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese got into that little scuffle, that's good. That's entertaining. That gets news headlines. That gets Angel Reese's fans charged up. That gets Caitlin Clark's fans charged up. That's a TikTok clip that people are going to comment on. We can't have them giving each other pom-poms and saying, oh, you're so amazing and I just love the talent level. No, we need rivalries. We need it. At the end of the day, that's what everybody wants to see is intense sporting matches between the two best teams, the two best players. We need some intensity. We need some effort. We need people going in for, they're not going to be dunking. We need people going in for hard layups and people taking charges and pushes and people yanking. I mean, we need some intensity. I'm not saying we need to see punches thrown. We're not juvenile, but I need to see some intensity. I really do. And in terms of the whole media landscape, and I think this is the most important aspect of it, because all the other things, they improve the gameplay. But if nobody knows those things are happening, the media, it needs to step up. Number one, they need to stop giving cookie cutter answers. Every coach, every player, they give the most AI generated answer. My teammates were great. We won the game or we lost the game. It's like, come on, give me something. The coaches, there's no smack talk. There's no nobody's facing off. We need something. And the media coverage too. I do partially blame the players because whenever anybody speaks on them, you've got the WNBA players for the most part freaking out. Any criticism, any even tacit support, you've got players going bonkers, yelling, cursing, saying it's disrespectful. I don't need a man talking about my sport. I mean, they're hostile. NBA players, obviously they don't like it when people talk smack about them. Nobody does. That's just kind of the business you're in. Look, if you're LeBron James, a lot of people are going to hate you. A lot of people are going to love you. You're rich and you're playing in the NBA. So it's kind of a good deal. The WNBA kind of has this, they scoff at the idea of criticism. They need to play into the criticism. They need to, this is, isn't really going to grow the WNBA a lot, but there's a lot of people who think they can beat WNBA players in a basketball game. How about on All-Star Weekend, we have random guys on Twitter that say that they can beat the WNBA players, and we have every WNBA team play one match against dudes in their city that are talking smack. I would watch that. I don't know who would win. It obviously depends on the dudes. If they're ex-D1 basketball players, it's going to be a rough day for WNBA. But you could find some dudes that aren't good that the WNBA could beat, and it's kind of that rivalry. You're playing into the media narrative that they're not that good. That would be interesting. It'd be way more interesting than watching them play patty cakes in an All-Star game. Sign up some random dudes to play them. Put it on national TV. I'd watch that. And maybe you think that's stupid. Maybe you think, oh, come on, we're not going to have random dudes playing. You got any better options? I mean, genuinely, do you have any better options? Maybe it's not the most professional thing. Maybe it's not. Maybe it'll turn into a dumpster fire. But I'd watch it. I'd be curious. If there's 12 dudes in New York City that are talking smack to the New York Liberty or whatever they are called. I don't even know the name of that team. Liberty, I think. Let's see them play. That'd be a nice All-Star Weekend game.